Hello, this is Katie Hansen, FCEA President, here to share with you some information about the tentative agreements that we reached at the table while negotiating with the district. What you will find is a summary of the information. If you would like to see all of the details, you can find the full packet attached to the FCEA bulletin board at your school site. Article 2, Association and Teacher Rights. The majority of the changes we made in this article were to clean up language that was either redundant with state law or to clean up things we were already doing in practice. One notable change, Section Q, we developed a calendar committee of 8 people that will work with HR to develop a calendar, and that will be submitted directly to the superintendent. Continuing in Article 2, you will find 4 brand new sections that we added to the contract. Section T speaks to in-service education that extends beyond the workday being voluntary, and that in-service shall not be planned on teacher workdays, as teachers need that time to do planning. Section U refers to the private and personal life of a teacher, and then unless it is prohibiting the teacher from completing their responsibilities and duties of their profession, that it is not the concern of the district. Section V lets a teacher know that if they're being investigated by professional practices, it is the district's responsibility to notify that teacher. And Section W states that teachers are not required to attend meetings for commercial demonstrations. Article 3, Negotiations Procedures. There were minor changes in this particular article. Really, the only thing that we changed was the number of signed copies of TAs. Article 4, Grievances. We actually made major changes to this particular article, but most of it was just to align the language with current practice, as well as to make it clear and understandable by both sides, both administration and the association. Article 5, Teaching Conditions. We made 2 major changes in this particular article, the first being in Section C, increasing the amount of maximum instructional contact time from 25 to 27 hours per week, as well as in Section O, which is about flex time, that provides that a teacher does not have to give a reason for the use of flex time requests, as well as providing coverage if their flex time use is during supervision duties. Article 6, Evaluations. Additionally, we made considerable changes within this article to streamline the evaluation process, and you will notice that beginning next year we will no longer be using the term walkthrough. We will actually be using informal and formal observations. For those teachers who are beyond their first year in the district, they will receive 1 formal observation and 2 informal observation, reducing it from the number of walkthroughs that we previously had. Continuing in Article 6 on evaluations, we also added some extremely important language for our annual contract teachers that would provide them some stability in their job and let them know that they would be rehired year after year if a position exists in their school and they have 3 years of consecutive evaluations of effective or highly effective. Article 7, General Employment Practices. The one major change we made in this particular article was in response to the district's request to limit the extended year contracts of media specialists and guidance counselors to 20 days as a maximum, and this would then be equally distributed among those employees. Article 8, Teacher Authority and Protection. We rearranged some language here that fit more appropriately into a different article of the contract, as well as adding 2 sections that developed a process for teachers to report discrimination, bullying, or harassment in the workplace. Article 9, Transfers and Reassignments. We didn't make major changes to any of the language in this particular article. We did, however, add a section of definitions to clarify the understanding of both sides of the words such as transfer, reassignment, voluntary, and involuntary. Continuing in Article 9, we did also modify a section that would say when a teacher is involuntarily reassigned and must add to their certificate to maintain that position, that the district would reimburse them for that certification exam. Article 10, Vacancies and Promotions. Again, in this particular article, we did some cleaning up, ensuring that positions that are vacant will be posted for a minimum of 5 days, and that internal candidates will be given consideration and the guarantee of an interview. Article 11, Reduction in Personnel. Due to changes in state statute, we can no longer use the term seniority during a reduction in personnel situation. So we added a preamble to this article that basically says we mutually agree to suspend the term seniority until state law is changed. Article 13, leave of absence. We clarified some language in Section D that speaks to if a teacher has to take leave for an emergency situation and cannot apply for leave prior to going out on leave, that they have that ability to do so as long as they submit their leave forms upon return to work. Article 17, miscellaneous, now states that the collective bargaining agreement shall be posted online rather than providing tons of paper copies. Article 18 on insurance changes our insurance committee from an 18 to a 15-person committee, which will help eliminate ties as we've had to deal with in the past. Section I will be that now insurance will be deducted in 22 deductions. And Article 19, professional compensation, clarifies a few things we've had some issues with, stating in Section C that new teachers will receive credit for their years of experience on the salary schedule, as well as correcting the formula for calculating a teacher's daily rate of pay. Article 20 on teacher discipline. We worked for a long time with the district to develop this clear and appropriate progressive discipline plan for in the event of teacher misconduct. It states that the first offense, a teacher will receive a verbal warning. The second offense, a written reprimand. Third offense, a 3-day suspension, which may be with or without pay. And on the fourth offense would be termination. Keep in mind these things must be related offenses along the same lines. At the end of 18 months, if there are no related incidents, the disciplinary process begins back at the first step. And during every step of the process, the administration must provide evidence of said teacher's misconduct. In Article 21 on the sick leave bank, we clarified some language in Section F, subsection 6, that had originally prohibited an employee from utilizing the sick bank if it was due to an injury or illness in the line of duty and they were drawing workers' compensation, and we rectified that situation. Article 25 on differentiated pay, we also altered it so that the supplement would be paid at $500 a semester rather than $1,000 a year, and then did some cleanup in terms of Article 26, terms of the agreement, and Article 27, length of contract, just to align it with our current dates, which would begin July 2013, ending June 30th, 2016. We signed 3 MOUs, or Memorandums of Understanding. The first becomes Appendix I, the VAM rubrics, which have been utilized at the high school for the last 2 years and now will be used at the middle and elementary schools. And the TIF grant, SEEK project, which is at FPC and Buddy Taylor Middle School this year in the pilot year and will then extend to the rest of the district next year. And of course, the continuation of common planning for this 2013-2014 school year. I'm sure the highlight of everyone's ratification package is always the teacher salary increase. On top of getting STEP this year, teachers will also be receiving, on average, approximately $1,990. Those teachers working an extended year contract will, of course, receive additional amount of money based on their daily rate of pay. The district has indicated that this should begin in our paychecks on November 22nd and will be prorated over the remaining checks of this school year. FCEA worked diligently to ensure that all teachers will be receiving this increase in their pay, including adult ed teachers, non-classroom teachers, brand new teachers to the district. Everyone will be receiving this increase. As I mentioned in the beginning, we've been negotiating with the district for about 10 months now. This has been a long and grueling process, and I want to take a moment to thank the members of FCEA's bargaining team, Pam Batten, Jessica Clark, Terry Clay, Debbie Luckert, David Morris, Jamie Patton-Hart, Stacy Smith, and FEA's Will Vargas. Without this amazing team, we would not have gotten nearly what we did for the teachers in Flagler County this year. So please take a moment to thank them as well for their diligence, their patience, their time, and their hard work. Thank you for taking the time to view this video and educate yourself on the topics. Don't forget that a full copy of all of the language changes can be found on the FCEA bulletin board at your school, and the ratification vote will be held both before and after school on Friday, October 25th. Remember that this is open to all teachers, not just FCEA members. Thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful day.